Hey guys, gals, whatever, how you doing, fellow EVers? Stu Brookins here. I just trying to let you know about a charging experience I had there just now. I ran my truck pretty low today. I had to take a trailer to Charlottetown, it's about 50 kilometers from the office. I knew that I was going to do that, but anyway, I hadn't charged my truck up. It wasn't a big deal. I knew I had enough, but I was going to have to charge in town here in Charlottetown. So I prepared for that. It wasn't any big deal. So I hooked the trailer on. Of course, my range went in half, which they do. And anyway, just give me a second. I got to tuck into traffic here. Yeah, I knew it was going to cut the range in half when I hooked the trailer onto it. That was great, but I knew it was going to be okay. So I got to the work site. I dropped the trailer. I was down to like 8% of my battery and whatever. But the second you unhook the truck from the trailer, your range goes up. The percentage doesn't, but the kilometers on the clock, I think it was, I don't know, it wasn't very much on the clock at the time, but anyway, it basically doubles. So once you unhook the truck, start driving a little bit, you'll see the range pretty much double of what it was when you had the trailer connected to it. So I just went to the Tesla chargers just kind of up the road and was in there, and I gained quite a bit of kilometer range, I guess, in a short time. So it was 11 and a half minutes. I started the timer before I got out of the truck, so it's even a little less. But anyway, 11 and a half minutes is what the total time was. And that gave me 100 kilometers of range, increased 100 kilometers. So that meant I had 100 and, well, it says I have 122 right now, but anyway, it was, yeah, it was about 120. So yeah, so I gained over 100 kilometers range in less than 12 minutes, and actually it was probably about 11 because, again, I started the timer before I get out and plug the truck into the Tesla charger. I got about 160 up to 160 kilowatt charge coming in. It did settle out about 152 after a bit, but this is great. This truck's only, I think, rated for 150 kilowatt charging, so that's certainly good. Anyway, 100 kilometers of range gained in this truck, which this thing's a energy hog, right? Like, this is not a, you know, this is not a Kia Soul EV or Nero or whatever. We have those too. I mean, obviously, if you're getting that kind of energy that quick now, that depends on the vehicle. What can your vehicle take? This one here will accept 150 kilowatts, I believe. I'm not sure what some of the other ones do. My wife's Equinox EV, I believe, also takes 150, and it would have a smaller battery and more efficient. So at the end of the day, she'd probably get more than that 100 kilometers in that 11 minutes. She might get, you know, 150 in that same time. Anyway, well, the point being is that if chargers are available and they're getting better, they're getting more locations, they're getting faster, you know, it's not an issue to have to stop and charge your car for a few minutes. Now, long trips or whatever, it may have for some inconveniences, but generally speaking, it's not a big deal once you understand how it works. And if you're on a trip, you know, usually if it's a couple of days, you're going to have hotels you stop at that offer free charging overnight. You're going to have access to chargers at malls and things. Like, there's going to be an additional expense on a road trip because charging on the road, fast charging like I just did, is kind of expensive. I mean, it was 60 cents per kilowatt, I think I probably paid. I'd say that's comparable or less than gas in most cases. And I don't do it very often, so I really don't mind. The other thing is, when you're charging at a fast charger, charge for what you need. I didn't need to charge to 200 kilometers. I only got 50 kilometers to get back to the office. You know, so I bumped it up an extra 100 kilometers. I got 122 on the clock right now. You know, and I've got about maybe 50 or 60K to go. I'm going downtown for a few minutes, so I gave a little extra, but I mean, I'm not going to pay the extra kilometers or the extra kilowatt fees if I don't need to. You know, use it as you need it. I have in the past overcharged, which means, you know, I've spent the money I didn't have to, so I plug it into a fast charger and gain an extra 150 or 200K when I didn't need that. That's, you know, that's not really economically good, right? And if you understand your vehicle, you can figure out roughly what you need. Give yourself a buffer, like, obviously give yourself maybe an extra 50K or whatever, but why would you plug in a fast charger and pay the extra premium for what you don't need? Anyway, I've done it because, again, it's just anxiety, comfort, whatever you want to call it, where, oh, I got to have enough. I go 50 kilometers, I got to have 200 on the clock. No, I don't. No, I need maybe 100 on the clock. And then when I get home or get to the office, I'll plug it in and charge for a much lower rate. So about a third, actually. Anyway, that's my rant for now. I know it's a little long. I just thought I'd bring it up here. Once again, the point of this whole thing was I got 100 kilometers range on my F-150 Ford Lightning in 11.5 minutes. So I don't know, nothing to complain about as far as I'm concerned. Okay, bye for now. Bye.